How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another great Tacoma video. If this is your first time stopping by, please consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy Tacoma videos. So today I'm going to go over a thing I've seen pop up on Tacoma World a few times where people have issues with their leaking rear window, the sliding rear window, and given that one of the largest hurricanes in recorded history is about to slam the East Coast, I thought it a little fitting. So on a side note, if you are in one of the areas that's supposed to be affected by the hurricane, please be safe this weekend. I know it's they're saying 180-mile-an-hour winds, gusts up to 220, so that is definitely scary stuff. So I hope you all stay safe and have an enjoyable weekend. Let's get to it. Okay, so here is the sliding glass window I mentioned. I've seen it pop up for second gens, and I'm sure if you have a sliding glass window on a first or third gen as well, you could definitely run into this issue. Personally, I think I've opened my sliding glass rear window once. If it was an automatic one, just like all the other windows, that would be great, and I might actually use it, but I don't use mine that much. And I would imagine this leaking window is going to be more of an issue for people who are actually opening their window all the time. So I have not had my window leak to date. My truck is only a 2014, so it has not been exposed to the elements that much so far. So the fix for this is rather simple. So I'm going to install it on my truck and let you know what I think, especially considering since we're about to get a ton of rain this weekend. I'll go out and monitor it and see how it does. Okay, so the fix for this is this little, I'm going to show you the side there, it's almost like a J channel made out of rubber, and I will put a link in the description on the specific website where I got this. They charge by the foot for this thing, and it's only a few dollars a foot. It's a high quality rubber, supposed to be weather resistant, which is fantastic since it is going to be, the whole purpose of this is to resist weather and the leaking from rain. So they do charge by the foot. I think I got, it looks like 2 feet, because I figured that would be plenty because the window is only actually about a foot. The back of this piece actually has some nice 3M tape, so it's literally a 5-minute install once you clean off the surface. A few other things needed for this. I'm going to use some alcohol to clean the surface, obviously a rag to do that. And then if you're actually going to cut this down to size, you can just use some scissors, but again, they charge by the foot for this, so just measure exactly how much you want, and that shouldn't be an issue. My KB Voodoo roof rack sort of is in the way here, but you can pretty much mount this wherever you want. Obviously, you want it to cover the top of where the sliding glass window is, and then some. Mine's going to overlap probably about 6 inches on either side. I was considering putting it right here on the other rubber surround for the window, but I think I'm actually going to tuck it up here because it actually tucks in perfectly underneath where my third brake light is, and it'll just overlap. And the sides of this, they are sloped, so any water caught in that J channel should divert left or right away from the window. Okay, so I've got the J channel almost ready to install, but before I do this, I wanted to point something out real quick. I'm sure if I did not point out, you guys would comment on. Yes, I do have a scratch on my roof from parking in a garage. The garage was fine, but there was one low-hanging pipe in one spot in the whole massive garage that I managed to find. And yes, it did have a little warning sign that was extremely tiny that I noticed after I'd parked. So that's what that is. So I know, it sucks. Okay, so step one, just going to get a little alcohol on my rag here to clean the surface. So I'm just going to wipe down with the alcohol the mounting surface, because any little micro pieces of dirt or road debris will just affect the mounting surface of the adhesive, and you definitely do not want this falling off at any time. Give that a few minutes to dry and then simply install the channel. Okay, so before I get started on the J channel, I did want to point out that when you open your sliding glass window, you can see at the bottom right here in front of my finger, there is what looks like one drain channel that quite possibly might be the cause of the leak, because if that's clogged up and not draining properly, obviously water will build up and then just go right on the inside of the window. I'm trying to use this toothpick here. I know it's kind of dark and hard to see, but it is right, the toothpick's in the channel right there. And I guess you could use the toothpick to sort of make sure there's nothing lodged in there to clear it out, or maybe some kind of small wire, because the drain channel, it does not go down very far, maybe 1/4 of an inch, and then it looks like it goes to the left or right. So before you install the channel, definitely check that to make sure it's clear. Okay, I've got the adhesive exposed on the whole J channel. I'm just going to pretty much eyeball it and start in the middle and then smooth it out on either side. That looks about right there, and as you can see, I mentioned it pretty much tucks right under the third brake light. Start on the driver's side first, trying to keep it even with the top of that factory rubber guard, and then the passenger side. Alright, before I press it down firmly, I just took a step back just to make sure it was relatively straight. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, and if you buy one of these, it does come sort of, wrapped and bent, so you have to let it sit out for about a week and put some heavy weights on it to sort of flatten it out. But it's sticking on there nicely, and it does have a nice slope on either side. I know the angle's sort of weird because my bed rack's right here, but there is the channel. I got it pressed down. Hopefully, as you can see, tucks under that third brake light pretty nice. So for me, where I installed this, it wasn't a huge issue because, I mean, you really can't even see it unless you're looking in like directly from the sides over here because of where my Voodoo rack is. If you do not have a bed rack or anything like that, maybe you want to put it down here, right above the window so it maybe blends in a little more, so I'll leave that up to you. But definitely check this out. It might save you some little water damage in the future. Okay, everyone, that is it for the video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, please consider giving the video a like and comment below on if you plan on using this or if your window's leaking anyway. Obviously, this is not going to do anything to stop hurricane force rain or even probably severe rain. If your window's leaking that badly, I would recommend just taking it into a professional and have them look at it. What this mod might do, though, is save you some hassle if you have an occasional leak or if you live in an area where there's just minor rainfall. So just keep that in mind if you do this install. As always, thanks for stopping by. Please consider subscribing. Hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload, which is usually twice a week. And I will see you in the next video. Stay safe this weekend, and I'll see you next time.